Straw Hut Media.
Thanks for coming on the show. Gosh, all the way from Spain. That's pretty cool, man. It's so nice to meet you.
And you. Well, it's marriage that brought me here. I work out of the UK. I used to work out of the UK. But then I met a Spaniard and moved here. But that was like 26 years ago now.
A Spaniard.
That'll do it for you every time.
Yeah, I know. Sure, I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll get that lucky.
What? I don't know. She pissed off with somebody else, so...
I'm just joking.
But I'm still here because I got my 3 kids, so I'm good.
Yeah, I just saw something about Spain the other day. There's so many things on YouTube about different countries and biographies of different people. It's really fascinating. It's a better education, actually, than I ever got going to school when I was a kid.
It's the school of life, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just interesting to see the truth about a lot of stuff. Do you find that?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many different languages do you speak?
Well, just the 2 really, just English and Spanish. But I speak smatterings of like Japanese and Russian, but it's like words, nothing to get by on. What's your nationality there, Craig? I mean, where do you come from? I'm Scottish. I'm from Scotland.
Wow. You and Sean Connery, right?
But of course, dear boy, of course.
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, I met him one time. Did you ever meet him?
I worked with him twice. I worked with him on Highlander, and I worked with him on Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Wow.
And there's a man that just did not suffer fools gladly at all.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. Did you ever see that Barbara Walters interview that he did?
Yes.
Oh, man. He was going to say what was on his mind.
It was a car crash, man. It was a car crash.
I stole a car when I was in Monaco or Monte Carlo. I was at a tennis tournament.
Okay.
Like 25 years ago, maybe. And it was one of those television celebrity things over there in that part of the world. And I can't play tennis. I shouldn't even have been there. But I was with Lauren Hutton.
Oh, Brett.
And we went to a discotheque, and there was a Porsche out front in the parking lot. And like the idiot that I was, the keys were in it. And I took it. Me and Lauren Hutton were driving around in Monte Carlo. And obviously it was ended with the police and everything. But I didn't get arrested, and it ended nicely. It ended up that the car belonged to the owner of the disco, for God's sake. But the next day, I was in the lobby of the hotel, and Sean Connery came walking up to me from across the room. I saw him coming at me, and I was like, oh, my God, it's James Bond. And he comes up to me and he goes, I've heard about your hijinks last night, and all I can say is good show, Michael.
Well done, dear boy. Well done.
Well done, Michael. Just well done. It was good. I was, oh, my God, it was him. And then he turned around and walked away. That was it.
Yeah, that's about the...
so bizarre, right?
That was about the extent of Sean's social skills.
He said that being James Bond was like being Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you ever feel like anything you did was more of a trap than a personal achievement?
Oh, God, loads of stuff.
You're pretty interesting. I saw a lot of your different things, and I honestly, I don't want to pick anything, but what was the one where you were the cop and you came into that woman's house and she stabbed you in the face?
Oh, that's Inside. Yeah, that was a remake of a French film. Director was Miguel Angel Vivas, a Spanish director. It was all filmed in Barcelona.
Wow, you get around, don't you?
With Rachel Nichols and Laura Haring, who is the lovely lady that stabbed me in the face. Who was in LA Confidential. And
you took it well, though. You got it right in the cheek there.
Absolutely.
What happens after that? Did you fall down, or did she get you, or what happened?
Well, it kind of spins out. It takes a long time for me to die. I end up getting stabbed a lot, shot, dragged around the place.
You keep reminding me of things. I was doing a picture in London. It was a very, very bad movie, by the way. I was some kind of gangster person, and I got killed, okay. I'm standing in front of this white piano, and I get shot like 10 times, like from behind, and the blood sprays all over the piano. And so I tried to, I knew that I only wanted to do it once, and I know you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so I tried to extend it a little bit, and I fell forward on the table, on the piano, and then on the floor. And as I got up, I started to realize that they were going to want to do it again. And I thought, oh, no. And the first AD came to me, and he goes, listen, Michael, I have a message for you from the director. And I said, well, why don't you tell him to come over and tell me? I was that way back then, very arrogant and stupid. And why doesn't he come over and tell me himself? And he goes, well, I have to pass on the message because he doesn't want, to create a... I said, what is it? And he goes, well, he wants to know if you could die faster. So I know what you mean about getting stabbed in the face.
But, with a white piano with blood everywhere, every time you do a retake, it takes a team of like 80 people to clean everything. And I had the one in that same film. I had a team of 8 guys with me on that shot because I'm all wired up with blood hoses and they got syringes full of blood. So I've got hoses coming up through my clothes and going everywhere. There was one coming down my arm and up into my hand, so that when I put my hand, the blood spurting from the wound, supposedly. But of course, there's a team of 8 guys behind you, and there's blood everywhere. So every time they have to do it again, they need a team of like 80 cleaners.
Did you have a prosthetic on the side of your face?
No, not at all. The thing was done with just the dagger handle. There was no blade, obviously. So when she stabbed me just with the handle, and then they CGI'd the blade afterwards. So there was no actual wound there. I covered that with my hand, and the wound and the makeup stuff went on for the close-ups later.
I think I saw you reach up at the last second there, right before it cut. That was unexpected, man. It just came out of nowhere. It was cool.
Yeah, it was. And Laura's just brilliant.
You were coming in that room no matter what.
Yeah.
You were coming back through that door, and you were going to go in, and you wanted to know what was going on, and she got you right in the mug. Wow, that was pretty cool. How many times, I know it's a dumb question, you don't have to answer, but I'm just curious. How many times have you actually been killed?
Oh, God. I've never tallied it up. I know I get killed 9 times in Braveheart.
Oh, my God. You've been in some really interesting things, man.
I was working as part of the fight choreography team. So swords and archery were my things. But then when it comes to teaching an actor how to die or just doing it yourself, it saved us a fortune just to dress me up and for me to do it. These were not named characters or anything else. These were just people who died. Yeah.
They just took advantage of you as the guy. They're good. Let's kill him again.
Yeah, he's good at dying. Yeah,
he's pretty good. Let's get that guy. Wow. So you must know Christopher Lambert from Highlander.
Yeah, way back.
I've been at a couple of autograph conventions with him. He's a nice man.
He is now.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I know that story. Well, what was Mel like? That's a better question.
He was actually okay. He had the weight of the world on his shoulders. I mean, it was like his second or third movie as a director and to star in it at the same time. Budget was like 110 million, which at the time was like enormous.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, it's still enormous now, but you know what I mean.
Where'd you do that?
Well, the scenes that I was involved in, we started filming in Scotland and finished in Ireland. The big battle scene, the big horse, one with it across the field with the horses and all that. That battle starts in Scotland and finishes in Ireland because halfway through filming the scenes, the Irish government offered the production all these tax breaks. So they lifted the production in its entirety and moved it to Ireland.
Wow.
The rumor goes, and this is rumor, because I don't know the facts, but the rumor goes that they spent $250,000 in post-production on color-coding the grass to match between Scotland and Ireland. And I was just thinking, they probably did, but I was just thinking, my God, if they're looking at the grass, we're doing something very wrong.
Yeah, I shot a picture in Ireland, and everything was green, man. It was green everywhere.
Beautiful.
That was a wonderful time, though. I loved it over there. It was until we went to Dublin, and I don't know. Dublin is. I can't say what I thought of Dublin, but I'm part Irish, so I have to be careful. So you're Scottish, and what else?
No, that's me. I'm Scottish purebred, but probably because my surname's Stevenson, so there's probably some Nordic in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm Danish. My dad's parents came from Denmark, so we're neighbors in a way.
Brothers.
Do you know any Vikings? Yeah, we got some good cats running around in the past. You, man, you're one of those actors that's so good that I would have expected to see you a lot more. You're probably doing something at the moment, aren't you?
I'm doing a couple of things, but nothing. Well, okay, I've got stuff on telly at the moment. I'm doing Vampire Academy on Peacock in the States. It's going worldwide, but
Wow.
It's streaming on Peacock. Unfortunately, we filmed the first season and it hasn't been picked up, but they're trying to sell it on. It's Julie Plec and Marguerite McIntyre, the same people that did Vampire Diaries.
That sounds pretty cool.
And I get to play a real arsehole in it, which is was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Those are the fun parts, man. People don't realize it. There's a lot of good bad guy parts, man, you know.
Absolutely. Dane Zeklos is the character name. But for me, it's my Michael Caine moment. It's Michael Caine in Mona Lisa when he said, all I get to do is be bad. I said, there's no light and shade to him. He's just a cunt. So,
I never met Michael Caine. Wow, what a wonderful. Do you guys spend the time together, you and Michael Caine?
no, sadly not. I worked with him briefly on a movie nearly 40 years ago. So no, I haven't seen
He's
him.
fascinating.
Amazing actor.
Yeah.
And there's one who's really grown in his field. To my mind, when he started off, he was kind of mediocre, but then just got better and better and better and better and better.
What about Richard Harris? Do you like Richard Harris?
Yeah, all the kind of Rat Pack.
What about Oliver Reed? Did you work with him?
No, sadly no.
I'm sorry, I'm chasing you down with all these names, but you've had such an interesting career and you've been around in such incredible locations. I just wonder how many of these cats you actually knew.
I've had an amazing career. I've got a wonderful career in that, I'm a character actor, so I can still walk out in the street and nobody knows who I am. It's absolutely brilliant. They enjoy your work on the screen and then they don't relate it. So, you can live your life, not get bothered by that side of things.
You're pretty lucky about that because I either get, oh my God, it's that guy that cut off the ear, and that's him. Holy shit, that's that guy, which I'm never going to live that down. And then it's the father from Free Willy. How different can you get, for the Lord's sake? I was afraid of being typecast, like you say, as a bad guy. But at the same time, those are some of the ones I had the most fun with. Because you can get away with anything.
Absolutely. There are no rules. You can do what the hell you like.
That's. I wish that you and I had run into each other earlier. We could have maybe got in something together. I bet you'd be good. That'd be fun, man. You're very interesting.
It's early yet, man. It's early yet. We've got time.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. How often do you come to the United States?
Not as often as I'd like, but I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Because I did The Machinist with Christian Bale.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Where did they shoot that?
Again, that was filmed in Barcelona.
Wow.
Barcelona is often used as the States. Obviously, a lot cheaper.
That was a pretty good picture, man. That was really something.
Yeah, Brad Anderson's a wonderful, wonderful director. And Christian, bless his heart, lost all that weight. But my God, because I had to fight him in the movie, and he had the most amazing core strength, even though there was nothing to him.
Yeah. I had to fight Vinnie Jones in a fight picture. Yeah. And so I know about core strength. I got some of that right in the head. We end up as bare knuckle fighters at the end of the picture.
Yeah.
And we have a big sock down. And, wasn't it nice, though, to have somebody like Christian Bale? I mean, wasn't it good to have someone like that to work off of?
It was great because he was the only other Brit into the bargain. So, because they'd flown, it was that bizarre bit of casting. They'd flown everyone else in from the States, all the guys that worked in the factory, whatever. They were all flown in from the States, apart from me. I don't know why. But, we just did the casting and they said, no, we want this guy. So I went, no, I'll have that. Thanks very much. So it was great. And, of course, I became really good friends with Michael Ironside.
I was going to say, he's in your clip in your demo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's become of him? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Well, he's still working. Bless his heart. He's
Probably, right?
had cancer like 8 times or something
Oh my
ridiculous.
God! Wow.
And fought it every time, and he's still going strong.
Good for him.
I love the man to death. He's such a wonderful actor, such a strong actor, and such a great person.
You're saying these really things that are so true. I hardly ever hear from any other actors. They're always afraid to talk about somebody else in a positive way. Nobody else could have done that thing with me except Vinny. I mean, they were after Mickey Rourke in the beginning, and he would have been interesting. And Vinny did it, and I had such respect for him. I knew I was in a fight. And how terrible is it to do that with someone who you know is not dangerous at all?
No, exactly.
There was no acting required. It was pretty great experience. I love Vinny. I never met Christian Bale. And do you guys stay in touch?
No. It was for me. It was 3 weeks filming, so it was.
Yeah, well.
And to be honest with you, he kept himself very much to himself because basically he was conserving his energy.
Oh, I understand. Sure. You've got a lot of pretty good awards, haven't you?
I got a couple of Olivier Awards from theatre in London, which was nice. That's because I mean, it's like most of us in the UK, I started in theatre. I mean, my acting career started when I was 8 years old, at school, doing school plays and that kind of stuff. And then when I moved to high school, I got involved in musicals. I'm also a musician.
What do you play?
I play about 18 or 19 different instruments. It's a gift. I don't read music.
You gotta be kidding me, man. My God, you're like an orchestra.
Yeah, it's a gift. I can claim no talent or anything else. I've never really kind of worked it. I wanted to sing. That was the thing. I wanted to sing. So I picked up the guitar to accompany myself. And, so that I don't remember learning the guitar. It was only there as an instrument so that I could sing. And out of that, I've got that same knack of being able to pick an instrument up and get a tune out of it. So I play things, like guitar and bass and drums. And then I played things like the trumpet and the flute and the clarinet, bass, trombone.
My God almighty, that's incredible.
But the show that I did in the West End was called Return to the Forbidden Planet. We won the Laurence Olivier Award in 1991 for Best Musical. It was the first real actor-musician show where all the actors were also the band. So at one scene, it was do you remember the Leslie Nielsen, Walter Pidgeon, Anne Francis movie Forbidden Planet?
Yes, of course.
Where Robbie the Robot came from. Okay, well, that is the story of The Tempest, the Shakespeare's The Tempest.
My gosh, I guess it is.
And so what Bob Carlton, God rest his soul, what he did was he took the theme of the movie and put the Shakespeare text back in. So we had a rock and roll Shakespeare musical. So at one point, I'm holding a trumpet as a ray gun, and the next minute we're playing rock and roll. So it was an amazing experience. It was like 3 years of my life. And then at the end of it, when it closed in the West End, they offered me the chance to go on the road on tour for another year or to go to Japan for 3 months. I mean, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, get me a ticket. I'll meet you over there.
Exactly.
My son Calvin taught himself how to play the guitar. And I don't know how the hell he did that because I could never do that in 100 years. It's funny. Do you have kids?
I've got 3 kids, yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Isn't it amazing when you see them do stuff that you can't do and you wonder, where the hell did that come from?
I know. I'm lucky because my 2 eldest are both adopted. My eldest son is adopted from Ukraine. My daughter from Kazakhstan. And then we had a little biological miracle turned up a couple of years later.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm a blessed man in that respect. I have 3 amazing kids from very, very different backgrounds.
Man, you have wonderful stories. Have you ever tried to sing on any kind of an album or recording or anything?
Yeah, I've got a couple of songs up. Original cast albums from the West End I'm on. I record my own music, but it's just for me, really.
I've been threatening my family that I'm going to sing for many years. I've never had the guts to actually do it.
Come over, man. I've got the studio right here.
Well, I used to drink quite a bit and probably would have been better back then. Now that I'm in sobriety, I'm not inclined to start singing. I think it's one of those things you have to have a certain amount of something or other to get you started on that.
I know. All you need to do is enjoy it. That's all you need to do.
Well, yeah, you're very right. You're very, very right, of course. I hope we can find something someday to shoot together. That would be amazing. And I so want to thank you so much for doing the podcast. I mean, look at you, man. You're sitting in Spain, for God's sakes. I'm in Malibu. We're talking to each other. I was thinking about a Michael Caine story, and now I can't remember what I was going to say. But what about Ridley Scott? Did you do anything with Ridley ever?
No, I never have. I've auditioned for him several times. He's never taken me, bastard.
Yeah, I did Thelma and Louise with him, and that was it. He wanted me to be the guy in the parking lot that tries to rape Gina, and then he gets shot. And I said, I don't want to do that, man. And he started laughing at me. And he goes, well, what do you think you should play? And I said, well, I'd like to be Jimmy. I want to be Susan's boyfriend. And he started laughing again. Of course you do. And so I got up and I said, well, thank you very much for seeing me. And I left out of there thinking that was it. And, strangely, bizarrely, I'm sure that's happened to you many times where you think something isn't going to work out, and then all of a sudden it comes out of nowhere and they want you to do it.
Yep.
What haven't you played that you'd like to do?
Good question. I don't do enough comedy, and I'm really good at it. Because I'm short and stocky, now bold, hairy.
Yeah.
I get loads of I get the bad guy. The next two jobs that I've got come up are both mafia bad guys.
Let's get that guy. Yeah. Give him a gun and a cigarette.
I'd like to do some more comedy.
Yeah, I mean, me too, actually. Me too. Nobody thinks I'm funny except me. And my family, of course, Dad's hysterical. But nobody knows. Yeah. I tried it a couple times, and I did one with Ashton Kutcher called My Boss's Daughter. I was a drug dealer, and I end up urinating all over the house that he's taking care of. That was quite a funny scene. It sounds bad, but it was very funny. And I did a really weird one called Lumberjack Man, where I was a detective. That was the only two times I ever got that chance. And no one ever saw either one of them. So unfortunately, do you think you did something that was in your mind the best thing you ever did, but didn't get out there enough?
No, my best thing is yet to come.
I love that, man. I love that you said that. Yeah.
That's what keeps me going as an actor, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't do it for the work, I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the fame. I do it to tell stories. I do it to push myself, to make myself be somebody else that I'm not. And that's what drives me. And so it's always the next one. The best job is always the next one.
Did you ever try to open an acting class?
I'm thinking about doing it now, funnily enough, because the things are so bad.
Yeah, what else? We got nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Can I be in your class?
No, but being based in Spain, I mean, there is a market for coaching in English. A lot of your compatriots are coming. Bernard Hillier has just been here doing his kind of masterclass thing. Very respectable teacher, and charging a fortune for it, and people are just lapping it up. So yeah, there's a market in doing that for someone who's got my experience, especially in camera. Here, theatre is not such a big thing in Spain, but in front of camera is, and camera technique. And
yeah, I worked with a guy named Keith Jefferson in The Hateful Eight. He was the poor guy. Well, he was the character that got shot in the little shed when he tries to run away from the cabin. Unfortunately, Joe Gage, has to do him in. But me and him got kind of friendly, and we were talking about doing an acting workshop together. And it was a wonderful idea. But, when you actually try to put something like that together, it becomes so complicated. Getting a place to do it, and then letting people know about it, and then figuring out how much is it going to cost. And
yeah.
And it goes on and on. It just never happened because it became too complicated.
And it's also being able to dedicate the time, because yourself, you could be sitting doing nothing one day, and then the phone rings and you're off, and you could be away for months. So to set up a school or where people rely on you. It's difficult because you need to be able to take other stuff as well.
You're a very, very intelligent guy, man, and that's probably why you're a good actor. What, in like your teenager, what other kind of jobs did you do before you started being an actor?
Okay. My father is retired now, but is an electronic engineer. That's what I studied. So my degree is in electronic engineering. Only because my parents go, if you're getting into acting, you need something to fall back on. So I studied that. And as soon as I got my degree, I said, okay, now I'm going to be an actor. My parents, well, that you've done everything we've asked of you. Good luck to you. And I've never looked back.
What did you think about the difference between Tesla and Edison? I mean, he really started the whole electricity thing, before Thomas Edison. But everyone in history now thinks Edison invented the light bulb, but he actually
yeah, but that's only because of patents.
Yeah, well, but he wasn't really the guy who even did it. And poor Tesla just croaked off unknown.
He just stole it.
yeah. And no one knows that. You do, obviously, because I just said it. But most people, they don't have no clue that ever happened. Don't you find a lot of historical people never actually did what they have claimed to have done in history books?
Oh, God, there's so many that's assigned to other people. I was reading one. What was it today?
It's true. Assigned to other people. I like that one, man.
It's true. It's just whoever owns it in the end, just say, well, we'll rewrite history because this is the story that we want to tell. It's back to storytelling again, but everyone does it.
Yeah, they sure do. Lately in the media, there's a lot of storytelling going on. Oh, my God. There's a lot of political storytellers out there nowadays, man. Good Lord.
Have you seen it? Have you seen the British government?
Yes, I have. Here and there.
That's a pantomime from start to finish, man. How that's managed to go on for so long, I will never know.
I try to explain these things to my kids because I got all boys, thank God. And they, they're growing up in a world in a different generation than I was. And I don't know what to tell them sometimes about what's going on. Or I can't imagine what they must really be thinking when they look around today nowadays and hear what's going on and see things.
Sure. No, I understand.
It's very bewildering. Hey, Daisy, she's attention starved. She's a rescue dog, and she went through some hell before we got her. And
bless her.
Now she just can't get enough attention. Do you have dogs? Do you have pets?
I've got 2 cats. Well, actually, I've got 1 cat, and then the next door neighbor's cat tends to live here. So I've got 2.
No, it probably goes where the love is, yeah.
Well, yes, that's what I say. I keep taking her back, and she said, well, she hates us. So, I mean, whatever.
She hates you. Oh, yeah. They got personalities. I've been through a lot of doggies. I've had some good ones, and I miss them so much. It's so hard to, when you have that dog or that cat or that pet that means so much to you when you're younger, and it goes away, you can never really have that emotional investment again.
No, absolutely. Pets are like they're like children, aren't they? Let's face it. And when you have a pet as a child, then that's your best friend. It's your best friend.
Yeah. My doggies were really something. They're sometimes they're the only ones that listen to you. It finally stopped raining out here. It's been pouring rain for Jesus Christ the last month. More than that, since before Christmas. It's constantly raining in California. It's been really nice, though. I kind of like the rain. It's sort of my favorite weather.
Well, you need it.
Well, yeah, for sure. I just find it, don't you find the rain kind of comforting in a strange way?
Yeah. I'm Scottish, man. All I know is rain.
Yeah, okay, so you get it, yeah. No, I love it, man. I love it. I was over there one time. I did one movie over in Scotland, and The Big I Am, it was called.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the one where I got blasted in front of the piano, and they told me to die faster. I never even saw that movie, man. But I did enjoy Scotland very much.
Where did you film?
I honestly and truly don't remember. I know I was in Wales.
Okay.
And then back in Scotland and around all over there. And they moved around a lot. It was a big picture, but I guess it turned out pretty bad because I never heard about it that much and I never even saw it.
Straight to Betamax,
Exactly. Yeah. Did he ever really exist? Wow.
Excellent.
I dated a girl one time who told me that he was her boyfriend. And I said, well, where the hell is he? And she goes, I don't know.
he's keeping Jimmy Hoffa company.
I guess so, yeah. Maybe they're all together somewhere in a diner. They're on an island somewhere. Oh, my God. I could sit here with you for hours, man, but...
Me too. Listen, I was just going to say, because over the last few months, I've been editing you because we worked together on Crime Boss.
Oh, my God, that's right. You're in Crime Boss.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yes, you are, Craig. Gosh, that's the first actual lead that I've had in a game that size. It's a good bunch of people, aren't they?
Well, I've only heard the voices. I don't know anything about the gameplay or anything else. So, like you, but because I've got the recording studio here, I recorded from here, and then a couple of guys flew out from London to record here too. And then they asked me to edit some when you'd been in for a session.
Yeah.
So
it's a wonderful looking thing, man. It's really exciting. You know who's in that, right?
Yeah. Everyone.
Yeah, Kim Basinger, man, and Chuck Norris, for Lord's sake.
I know. Bless him.
Some great talent in there, man. It's been a gas. I did not know how big the music, how the game video thing. I didn't know how big it really was.
It's immense. Well, Kirby, whose idea was, is now based in Madrid. He was in LA, and they've moved the offices from, I can't remember where, Czechoslovakia, someplace like that, to Madrid. So they're doing the final kind of programming and stuff from here. So he's been up for a couple of sessions to record. So yeah, it's all cool.
Maybe we both have whole new careers there in video games.
You never can tell. But next time we get together, so we can bounce off each other, because that would be fun.
Yeah. No, you're a handsome guy, and you're great to talk to. My goodness, man, all my best to you and everything you're doing and are going to do.
God bless you. You have a great day, and thanks for your time. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, pal, anytime. We know each other now.
God bless.
Adios. Well, I'm always fascinated to get to know somebody that I did not know, and especially somebody who does what I do for a living. And boy, I have been let down many, many times, I don't mind saying, but he was a good cat and very interesting fella, very, very intelligent. And it's always nice when you have that. And wow, we shared a lot of opinions, I thought. It was wonderful to have him as a guest because, our podcast has been down for a while for a lot of reasons, and we kind of got shut down in the pandemic and afterwards, and we're back up now, Ryan, my friend, and Lordy, I'm so looking forward to just getting people like Craig and more talent like that to come and do it.